Welcome, everybody, to Pocono Raceway. My name is Josh Hall. I'm joined tonight by Matt Knights, and we're here for the Fort Worth Screen Printing iOS Cup Series race. 70 laps here at Pocono. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this. Three different corners. Um, Trying to learn as much as I can on how these guys pick their way through this course.
Yeah, it's a tricky triangle for sure, as it's been called. Three different corners modeled after three different racetracks. Turn one is modeled after the old Trenton Speedway. Turn two is modeled after Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And turn three is modeled after the Milwaukee Mile. So three totally different radiuses, three totally different turns, three totally different bankings. It's pretty unique in this fact. Um, the turn one is 14 degrees, turn two is 8 degrees, turn three is 6 degrees. So it's very difficult to set up a car here just because you have three different, completely different corners.
Especially in a fixed setup race.
Yeah, exactly. And three.
I'm
Com-
kidding, Josh. I'm kidding.
no, you're right though. In a fixed setup race, there's not much you can do. I know me personally, I like to set the car up to have that good run down the front stretch because it's the longest straightaway. But some people like to get one in the tunnel turn because they're kind of closer. Really good. So, but real quick while we have this going, let's take a look at our point standings going into this race. After Michigan last week, we saw Joseph Wright win last week, so now he's got himself a winner sticker. But Stephen Black still up at the top of the board, but 2 points behind him is Cody Moore. 4 points behind him is Colin Willems and Dustin Dean. And then 16 points back is Dakota Camper and Kyle Mays. So 17 back to Brian Nudie, 21 back to Logan Hagerman, who won in the Truck Series on Wednesday. And then 10th is Austin Blaylock, 28 points back. So still a really tight race at the top of the field right now. So you can leave that on screen for a few more minutes, so you can or a few more seconds, so you can take a look and see where your favorite driver is.
One thing I'm noticing there is that we've still got 4 races to go, including tonight before we hit the playoffs. So this is still pretty wide open. I'm having trouble seeing it, but it looks like the top 10 drivers are only separated by less than 30 points. Does that sound about right?
28 points, yep, and then 32 points back to Joe Wright, but he's locked in with the playoffs already. So really,
TJ's at 2, right?
yeah, TJ's locked in. Everybody who's won so far is in the top 16 as well. So pretty much your top 16 is going to be your top 16 going into the playoffs, unless we have somebody outside that 16 win tonight, which is possible. I mean, you've got Eddie Morris just outside the top 16, Brandon White, who's usually fast, Todd Mays, Isaiah Gill, running back in 21st. That's not where he normally is. He's usually more towards the front. Same with Dylan Redding. So, a lot of racing to go still, as you mentioned. And yeah, I imagine we might have a surprise winner tonight. That's going to change things completely, as we see out on track right now. Our current top of the board, Stephen Black, who ran a 33:10. Sorry, a 33:05, which is 53:05. Wow, I can't read tonight. A little dyslexia kicking in. Uh, and then Dustin Dean right behind him with a 53:17. So yeah, 53:17 for Colin Willems as well in third. So real tight up at the top of the board. Um, then it drops back. Logan Hagerman with a 42, Buccino with a 44, Joe Wright with a 45, Brett Merle with a 48. Dakota Camper just jumps up with a 39. He was at a 49, so he improved on his time. And he's still got another lap to go. Oh, no, he wouldn't have another lap to go. And I think he's just out there running some laps and just getting some practice in. And see Austin Blaylock on track right now, making his qualifying attempt. As you see, we have about 5.5 minutes left in qualifying here.
Josh, something interesting that started a couple, I think 2 races ago, was the elimination of the faster pairs and how much that can really play into how the race goes for a lot of these guys and gals.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We noticed it last week. It really cleaned up the racing, which I commend the iOS marshals to, or excuse me, iOS admins to do. As we see Chris Wheeler on track right now, making his qualifying attempt. And yeah, it's definitely cleaned up the racing a bit. And I know from the drivers talking about it, they really enjoy it. They feel it's making them have to work a little bit harder to be a little bit better. So tonight we've got 70 laps, and our first stage is going to be at the end of lap 15. So a very short stage initially. These guys are going to have 2 extra sets of tires, so 3 tires total. 1 set on the car now, and then or on the car when they roll off, I should say, and then they'll have 2 more sets on the wall. So it's
Now,
going to be
how much does tire wear play into this track?
that depends how you drive it because
So
po-
Nudie won't have much problem.
Nudie, honestly, I see Brian Nudie up towards the front of the pack, CD Moore up at the front of the pack when this thing's said and done. Because there's downshifting. This thing runs like a road course. You can really run this track like a road course with the downshifting and the late braking and whatnot. So, you're doing almost 200 miles an hour into turn one, and then you got to get the thing slowed down to about 130. As we're going to take a look here, let's see if we can see the dashboard here on Isaiah Gill. About 180 miles an hour down to 150. You see him still dropping down, so about 147. So, he gets real loose off the corner. He saves it. What a save by Isaiah
I don't know. He's
Gill.
still going.
Great save. See Will Witt on track right now, it looks like. Nope, I take that back. He's not on track. Michael Lawrence just finished. Derek Chaput out on track. So, yeah, you'll see through turn one, just under 150 miles an hour. And that's going to change as the track temperature goes up and the tire wear goes down. To the tunnel turn, about 180 miles an hour into the tunnel turn. Again, down to about 150. And then the flattest turn, which is going to be turn 3, you'll see again about 175. He's going to get that thing down to about, looks like he's about 150 miles an hour there. So I forget with the tapered spacer rule, it's a little bit different than it used to be because you used to have to get real hard down onto the brakes. Plus, there's a lot more downforce in the cars now than there was about three seasons ago when I last ran it. So these guys are able to carry much more speed through the corner. But your top speed isn't nearly. But once you guys get into the
How about the draft?
yeah, I was gonna say once you get into the draft, you're gonna see some speeds up there around 130, 100. I'm sorry, 190 miles an hour into turn one. So
Now, do you see this playing out more like a super speedway where it's too wide for a while, or are they going to try to single file up pretty quick?
these guys are gonna try to single file this up as quickly as they can. Pocono's more of a one groove racetrack again because of those 3 unique corners. They're going to run like Indianapolis and Milwaukee for sure, where there really is no outside line. Turn one, you can run a little bit more on the outside. You can try to get that run off, but the tunnel turn, you definitely want to be side by side. It's very narrow. Let's jump on board here and we can see what I'm talking about.
Now, is that because of the banking in turn one that you think that you feel more comfortable with 2-3 wide there?
Exactly. As we ride on top here, Derek Chaput, and you'll see exactly what I mean as he comes through the corner here, just how flat it is.
Now that's turn 3, right, Josh?
Yeah, this is turn 3. Yep. And on to the long pond straightaway, the longest straightaway in NASCAR. (185) as he hits the brakes and starts slowing down for the corner. Not down on that yellow line. You can get down there, and there's a little bit of grip down there, but it looks like he's just trying to run a little bit higher up. This is the corner, though, where I like to personally make the most moves because you can get a really good run through the tunnel turn here. It's called the tunnel turn because there's actually a tunnel that runs right underneath the racetrack there to the infield as qualifying is going to finish up here. We're going to get right into our grid. So starting on pole tonight, the 98 machine, Stephen Black with a 53.053. Dustin Dean in the 21 outside in the second row in the 21 machine. Colin Willems in the 18, he'll be rolling off third, and Dakota Camper in the 3 machine rolling off in fourth.
Starting fifth in the number 7 is Logan Hagerman. Next to him, the 68 of Devin Buccino. Our own intensity broadcasting, number 82, Joseph Wright, rolls off in 7th. And his teammate Brett Merle in the 24 next to him in 8th.
In the 9th spot, Chris Wheeler in the 22 machine, and outside of row 5 will be Cody Moore in the 52. Colton Kinsey in the 16 will roll off 11th, and Austin Blaylock in the Stick It Racing machine in the 12th spot.
Another intensity broadcaster in the number 8, Eddie Morris, will start 13th. 14th is the 35 of Will Witt. 15th, Kyle Mays in the 55. The 12 machine of Brian Merle Jr. rolls off 16th.
In the 9th row, we'll see Isaiah Gill in the 2 machine. Outside of him, Brian Nudie. 19th, we'll see Michael Provolt in the 95, and then Craig Schroeder in the 4, rolling off row 10.
21st in the 29, Nicholas Iomo. 19th, iOS owner Max McClure in the 21st, in the 22nd position, excuse me. 23rd, Zach McBride in the 46, and TJ Floyd in the 49. And
TJ McFloyd, I like that one. We're going to have to start using that one.
I don't know where that came from.
It's all good. We've seen weirder things happen. Dylan Redding in the 11 machine, rolling off 25th, and Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the 47, 26th. Todd Mays in the 25, he'll be rolling off 27th, and Derek Chaput in the 37, rolling off in the 28th spot.
29th is the 20 of Nicholas Ford, the 86 of Derek Regal next to him, the 61 of James Moore rolling off 31st, and Gregory Fronik in the 71 and 32nd.
Then rounding out the field tonight, Jackson Qualley in the 17, 33rd. Jacob Bowen, 28 car, he'll be rolling off 34th. And rounding out the end of the field, Brandon White in the 019. And keen eyes will notice that we have a brand new pace car leading the field here. iRacing has created its own sedan, which you probably heard me talk about on the podcast if you watched that. And if you haven't watched it yet, why not? You should watch it or listen to it. But yeah, they've created their own sedan. I'm sure Ford and Chevy were like, hey, how come we can't get a pace car out there? So it's a generic iRacing pace car, and I think it looks pretty sweet out there leading the field.
It does. I'm not sure what... It looks like so many different cars to me, depending on which angle you look at it.
You know, I get very Ford vibes off the front end, but also very Kia. Looking at the back end, it's very Chevy, but yet very Toyota. So it's kind of cool that they kind of matched everything together to, as somebody in the forum said, let's see how many car manufacturers can sue iRacing for the sedan that they made. So as the field rolls off at turn number 3, the pace car is going to take that hard left-hand turn. And you see a couple cars starting from the pit lanes tonight as Stephen Black hits the gas. Dustin Dean with a great jump on him, and Dustin crossed the line before the 98. We'll have to see if he gets the black flag for passing before the leader here as they go side by side into turn 1. There goes Stephen Black, though, with a great run, and Dustin Dean kind of gets a little loose getting into the corner there. You see that car really wiggle around. They were almost just 3 wide coming off the corner there. As they all fan up down the back.
You were talking about.
Yep, you see them all fanning out down the backstretch, and Again, that draft working so well. And everybody just trying to get single file as they roll through the tunnel turn. Onto the short chute, and the
Caution
yellow
is
is
out.
out. This one looked like a bit of a big one here. We'll take a look here and see what happened. I see it starts back here with the 19 of Max McClure. And it looks like, oh, I take that back. It looks like the 46 machine gets really loose there. That's Zach McBride. He goes for a wild ride down through the grass, bounces off the wall, nowhere to go, down into the side. Dylan Redding, the 12, the 19, Max McClure, and the 12 would be Merle Jr. Man, you see all these cars just come plowing in here
Oh
with just
boy.
nowheres to go. 37, David Chaput around, the 61 involved. Here comes the 19 of that
Oh, they're
is
still going.
yeah, they're still wrecking back there, and
And this is
Jacob
what I was getting at with those no fast repairs.
Jacob Bowen getting involved in it. Jackson Qualley is able to slow it down though and avoid it.
But Jackson is so good at that.
Yep, we see Jackson sneaking through. We see Brian Nudie back there. Those guys, there's a couple guys. Michael Lawrence, Brian Nudie. They started back in the pits. Isaiah Gill as well. Um, Probably a smart move.
Well, based on what is that, about 8 to 10 cars right there? They just gained 8 to 10 spots.
Yeah, so it looks like involved in that wreck, you have the 19 of Max McClure, the 46 is Zach McBride, Dylan Redding in the 11, Todd Mays, Derek Chaput, Jacob Bowen, and Brandon White all involved. Brian Merle Jr. was in that as well. I believe Nick Iomo got a piece of that, which he did. James Moore getting a little piece of that as well. Um, no, Michael Provolt in the 45 there, they got through it, or 49, excuse me, they got through it cleanly. So, yep, that's going to be so Iomo. Oh, Iomo has no front end, so he definitely got a piece of that one as well. As we know, Max McClure involved in that as well, trying to limp that thing around, see if he can get something repaired there. Uh, Todd Mays. Actually, it looks like Mays might have got through it without any damage. But no, Zach McBride, we know was in it. We saw the 46, the 11. We saw the 019 of Brandon White, who is since came off the track. We saw his car up in the air. Unfortunate for him, a lot of cars tore up on the first lap. Got a couple shout outs out on the old Facebook right now. We got Mark Shaver saying Mays due for a win. We got a couple Mays out there, so that triples your chances at least. I think there's 3 of them out there tonight. Yeah, you've got Todd Mays, you've got Kyle
Kyle.
Mays. There's 2 of them. I thought there was one more at the beginning of the season, but maybe not have made it into the race tonight. Yeah, a lot of big updates today on the iRacing side of things. I know the Super Speedway draft model has changed. I've read a lot of things on the forums about a lot of people loving it and a lot of people hating it. I personally have not had a chance to drive it yet. I was planning on driving it tonight. We'll see how late this race goes. And but I'm looking forward to it personally, as they're starting to stack up double file, and we're going to get back to racing at the end of this lap. Long pace laps here at Pocono, being a 2.5 mile track. A couple other big updates that they had: the new damage model on the Legend NASCAR cars, if you will, the 87s, as well as the Dallara IR01, the iRacing Dallara fictional car, which is pretty cool. They did that. The Renault 2.0, as well as I think there's like 2 or 3 other cars that got that new damage model as well. So pretty cool to see that coming through. They've updated the parameters too to make it a little more realistic, a little more comfortable to drive. I know these guys in the ARCA series, the iOS ARCA series, were talking about how if you made a little slight wheel-to-wheel contact. I know Matt, you drive in that ARCA series, right?
No,
Oh,
no,
I thought.
just this year.
Yep, just trucks. All right. So they would make wheel-to-wheel contact, and the wheel would actually pop through the hood. So they've done a good job actually modeling the wheel and the rim separately. So it's a little more forgiving on contact and give you a little more realistic feel. A couple new tracks. Bristol Dirt, which is exciting. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Oh, that's coming up too.
Yeah, that is coming up pretty soon. And couple new tracks, some new AI racing. So we'll get a little bit more into it if we get another yellow here, as the pace car is going to take that hard left-hand turn onto the pits. Green flag back in the air, and you're already starting to see them fan out in the back here, starting 3 wide as they're crossing the line, as they rumble into turn number 1 here. Stephen Black now being challenged on the outside by Colin Willems. Colin runs way up the track here. That's going to allow Dustin Dean to get back underneath him as they rumble down the backstretch here. Great view from the camera mounted on the wall there. As Dustin Dean's trying to get to that back bumper, trying to make something happen. He's going to take a look here to the inside going into turn number 3. I think Steven's just going to let him by, saying, listen, it's a little early. Let's save our stuff. And looks like Colin's going to get right underneath him as well in that 18 machine as they rocket down the front stretch here. And Colin's going to have the preferred line into turn 1. As you're really starting to see him get single file all the way back now. Logan Hagerman moves up to the 4th spot around Dakota Camper. And great run down the backstretch here, as it looks like Stephen Black's fighting back for that 2nd place through the tunnel turn, but he's not going to be able to get it. A little side-by-side battle a little further back. Austin Blaylock and Joseph Wright. As Joe's trying to make that inside work here through turn 3. Brett Merle right behind them, and Joe's going to get, looks like he's going to get a little bit of drafting help from the 22 now. As Chris Wheeler's going to try to take him 3 wide going into turn 1. And looks like Logan Hagerman's now moved himself up into the 3rd position. Stephen Black struggling a little bit. He's going backwards right now. And up front, Dustin Dean now getting a little bit of stocking from that 18 machine of Kyle Willems. And we'll throw that dashboard up there. Let's see what these speeds are in the draft. We know going into turn 1 by themselves, they're doing about 175, 180. And as they come off the corner here, we're going to see what Willems gets to. Almost 190 miles an hour going into turn 1. So a little bit quicker in the draft, as these guys are actually catching up on some lap traffic right now.
Now, Josh, at Pocono here, are there preferred passing zones or sections that you want to be looking for? Or is it pretty much just whenever you get a run coming off the corner, you try to duck underneath someone?
Turn 1. Turn 1's probably the biggest passing zone because it's the sharpest corner, it's the most banked, and it's down the longest straightaway, so you can get that real good draft run down the front stretch here. and try to outbrake somebody into turn one, kind of like you would on a road course.
Just kind of slip in underneath them.
Exactly.
So maybe as we get closer to that lap 15, maybe we'll see some of that happening. Maybe a little crossover.
Yeah, I can imagine we'll see some of that as the top three now are starting to check out a little bit from Stephen Black in the fourth spot.
They are. We got a group of three, a group of four, a couple of guys in the wall there, coming off of two.
There's that group of three you're talking about, then another group of three, and then them starting to spread out towards the back of the pack. A great view from what would be the spotter stand at Pocono.
You think they use telescopes up there to see the back?
Oh, they use binoculars for sure. This is well, as you can see from this view right here, it's quite a distance away from the stands to that turn two tunnel turn. It's Dustin Dean now. Oh, right behind actually. Looks like Devin Buccino now making a bit of a run here on Stephen Black. And Logan Hagerman moving up into the second spot now. Or at least he's trying to. And
This is that passing zone we were just talking about.
yep, you can get hard on the brakes, downshift down in the third gear.
And
Doesn't look
Colin
like
says, I'll have none of that. Dustin Dean is starting to take off a little bit here.
yeah, he is. So you can see riding on board here. Oh, yellow flag is out. That's going to bring up our wreckage replay. See what happened here. It looks like possibly. Oh, we got a car that had a little bit of issues earlier. The 46 of Zach McBride here. Looks like he just gets loose off the corner, down into the apron down there where it's kind of bumpy, and he might have had some issues earlier than that too.
Well, he was involved in that first. Can't
Okay.
even call it a fender bender. It was just a total disaster there in turn two
Yeah,
on lap one. I wonder if something broke.
that's what I'm trying to figure out here. I'm trying to see Blake Hensley here said he jumped to the pits after resetting, so I don't know if he had oh, maybe not. I'm not really sure what happened there to bring out the yellow. We're getting close to that stage end at lap 15 though.
It looks like I can't tell from my angle if the pace lights are still on.
Yes, they are.
All right, so we'll have a 2-lap shootout.
Believe let's see here.
I believe it's
We
lap
might
50.
Yeah, we might have a one lap shootout. We'll have to see when the pace car ducks in and how this finishes up. Yep,
I
lights
see a
on the
lot.
pace car are still on.
See a lot of cars jumping into pit lane here. I
Yeah.
can't imagine at lap 13 that they're taking tires already. If
Now
you're
they're
in the back, do you stop and take fuel?
no, these guys are coming in to take fuel. Absolutely. I mean, it's a
Maybe get a little
long
damage repaired?
yeah, it's a long racetrack, so you definitely want to get as much fuel as you can. As we see cars on pit road right here, a couple cars leaving. TJ Floyd. I see Nudie coming off pit lane. Isaiah Gill. Eddie Morse. Michael Lawrence. So yeah, this to me, this is a really good call to go in, get the tires, or not the tires, but get the fuel now. It's a little less you have to take a little further on. Especially only having those 2 extra sets of tires.
Yeah, exactly. Because even at what are we talking, like about 21, 22 laps? So you're pushing 50, 60 miles per set of tires.
Exactly. And how about Logan Hagerman having a great run up in the top 3? He's really come on the last couple of weeks strong.
He really has. He won a race last week. I forget. Was it in the trucks?
Trucks, yep, he run in the trucks last week at Michigan. So both intensity both races at Michigan were won by intensity drivers. As the lights on the pace car have shut off, so we are going to have a 1-lap shootout for the stage win. As we see Kyle Mays at the bottom of the screen, you can see Kyle Mays in the pits getting some work done. I believe I think he's just getting some fuel here, topping himself off. He's in the back of the field, so you might as well get it done.
They
Take
are
some.
not going to go green this time.
They're not going green. Lights on the pace car are back on. Did you hear why they're not going green, or are they just extending the caution for
I,
the end
I
of the
just heard.
stage?
I just heard race control. I got to believe it's because it's the end of the stage. Now here's a hypothetical for you, Josh. Lap 13, about to go green for, let's say, a 1-lap shootout, and you're in 12th, 13th, 14th position. Would you consider taking tires just to try to get a couple of those stage points?
No, because by the time you take tires, you're just going to fall to the back of the field, and there's not going to be enough time for you to get back up there to into the top 10 to get those stage points. So, but yeah, going back to what we were talking about earlier with the new build here, I forgot a big one here. How about the new super late model upgrade? They updated the super late model to the current spec, 2021 spec. So that'll be cool to anybody who had that's going to get that for free. So it's not going to be a brand new purchase, if you will. But that's pretty cool to have that new updated super late model. Bark River International Raceway, if you're into the dirt truck series there, the trophy trucks, new track there. Something I've really enjoyed already is the new paint shop overhaul. So anybody who paints cars, you can actually see your driver, your helmet, your driver suit without having to load in and out of the car to get that done. So that's pretty cool as well. Bunch of new cars got AI. A couple new tracks with AI. So I know some people are torn on the AI thing. I personally like the AI because it allows me to get some testing done, work on sets without having to find a race. I can kind of just tune in with the AI whenever I want, which is kind of cool. In Hockenheim, the Hockenheim Ring, that's a F1 track in Germany. Fun little track. Tough little track. I haven't had a chance to drive that yet. Again, I haven't had a chance to drive anything yet, but I'm looking forward to it though. I love when all the new stuff comes out, all the new shiny toys to go out there and play with.
Another caution lap was just added.
The lights are back on in the pace car. We do apologize for the long yellow here as we try to get something sorted out here. I'm not really sure.
And these were both thrown by race control. They were not. They were not iRacing generated. So something going on within the league. Not sure what it is.
It's like they're trying to get things figured out here. Let's see what other news, shiny things. Bristol Motor Speedway is covered in dirt. That'll be fun. I know the iOS Dirt Domination series that I run in on Thursday nights. That's also broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. Um, they're debating which track they want to take out from the season to add Bristol Dirt in. So that'll be a lot of fun to sling the modifieds, dirt modifieds around that. And then, iRace has done a really good job in their art department just changing a few things too. The smoke and dirt particles, making the we haven't really seen too much smoke off these cars yet, but from what I've heard, it looks a little more realistic, a little less puffy and cartoonish, and more what you'd see if the cars are real life were starting to spin. So hopefully we don't get to test that out until the winter burns it down tonight. But hey, you never know. But it looks like the lights are off on the pace car. We are coming through turn 2. We're about half a lap from going back. Green flag racing.
Fingers crossed.
And Pocono is one of those tracks. You either love it or you hate it. And you can see right now there's a lot of guys up here who were fast at the road course at Watkins Glen a couple weeks ago. Or right back towards the front here. As we come through turn 3, we get ready for another restart. The pace car does take that hard left-hand turn into the pits. Dustin Dean with a great jump here on Colin Willems. Green is in the air, and Logan Hagerman's trying to get underneath Colin Willems here in the turn 1, trying to take that second position away. Much more controlled restart this time. Nobody really trying to make the aggressive moves in the back. It's now Logan's. Looks like Colin's going to try to take a look underneath Dustin Dean here into the tunnel turn. Another great passing area. He's going to take the lead away. So, Matt, you were asking about passing opportunities. 1 and 2 are going to be your best.
Well, here comes Dustin Dean looking to the inside at turn 3, but that, you can see that just didn't work out nearly as well.
Not just that, but now look at this. He's going to get a ton of. He's going to lose a position here as he blocks Stephen Black here, but he's still going to lose that position because he was trying to make that pass. He just did not get the run down this long front stretch that the cars behind him did, and now he might lose a couple positions here. Nope, he's just going to lose the 1 here to Stephen Black. So Dustin Dean back to 3rd. As now Logan Hagerman starting to look at the back bumper of that 21 and trying to get around him.
A quick shout out from Cassie Williams on Facebook. Let's go, Colin. Thank you for joining us, Cassie, and everyone else watching us. Like, share, Twitch, high five, whatever those subscribe.
Like, follow, subscribe, smash that like button. That's what we like to see. See Colin Willems, the London, Ontario native, leading the race here at Pocono. Always has quite the cheering section in the Facebook.
He does, and more power to him for it.
So we go a little further back through the field. We see Isaiah Gill and Brian Nudie trying to make some moves here. The pack comes roaring down that backstretch, and you see these two are sitting here in 14th and 15th place after starting from the pits, trying to make their way through the field. How about Nick Ford, though?
We got one in the wall.
Oh, we do. Michael Lawrence hard into the wall. It's
that could do it for that car for tonight, though it's still moving. I'm surprised after watching how hard it hit the wall.
That's going to bring up our wreckage rewind here, and we'll have to see exactly what happened to Michael Lawrence as he's coming through. Not really sure what turn we're in, as I believe this is the tunnel turn. Yep, that's the tunnel turn. And oh, just gets loose down underneath the 86 there. Oh, Derek Regal gets up into the wall, and Lawrence has no choice but to check up. Actually gets into the back of him, and yeah, it takes that long, helpless slide. And oof, that is a hard hit to the inside. Fortunately, everybody else able to check up and get through. As you see him just sitting sideways in the middle of the track. Dylan Redding just barely sneaking by. I think he might actually got a little piece of that. 71 getting through there as well. I'll have to check the 11 of Dylan Redding here. We're going to go back just a little bit, see if he did or did not catch a little piece of that. Yeah, he caught a little piece of that right there. You heard it and saw it, so tough
That
night for.
looked like it was enough to add more or more salt to the wound, does it?
Yeah, he's already had a rough night, as you see. Looks like everybody's coming down pit road. Oh, Joseph Wright stays out. Him and Jackson Qualley both. A little bit of
A little bit of
little bit
strategy here.
yeah, looks like a little bit of gambling here. Oh, we got one car around.
Someone else is in. Is that the 31?
That was the 31. Yeah,
Hensley?
Blake Hensley. Yeah, let's see if we can see exactly what happened here. Let's go back. And unfortunately for him, maybe he just got run over. Oh, checking up and oh, gets into the back of the 16. Not really, not real sure what happened there, but
I have my chat disabled too. I'd love to be listening in on the radio.
oh, I'm sure, I'm sure
There's
they're
got something's that going on with those two.
sure they're saying such wonderful, wonderful things to each other.
They are. I'm sure they're whispering sweet nothings into their microphones.
It's a good thing that we don't do intensely broadcasting radioactive, or else that might be a radioactive or a radio sweetheart right there.
We'd have to change the rating of this broadcast.
I'd have to get that censor beep button going on.
I know. Yeah, we need that. What is it? A 7 or 10-second delay? Oh, Matt, get ready to hit the button. So Joe Wright is going to take over the lead
On those older tires, and we've seen Joe stretch these runs out a little bit, so he did come in and pit earlier in the race, so I know he's taken fuel already. As you see both, oh no, he has not come in and pit yet. So him and Jackson Qualley out there on the oldest, longest out there so far. Michael Provolt in third. He came in on that first wreck just to top off there. And he stayed out and gained a ton of positions. So Jackson Qualley up 31 positions since the start of the race. You can see that on the right side. 16 for Michael Provolt. 14 for TJ Floyd sitting back in 10th. Unfortunately for Stephen Black in 15th, he's down 14 positions. So anytime you see big movers in one direction, you're always going to have some big movers in the other direction. The lights on the pace car are off. Hopefully they'll stay off this time. And I'll tell you what, with Colton Kinsey out back here too, I think Colton's the first car on newer tires, if I'm not mistaken. We're coming through turn 2. Let's take a look back at this pit strategy here. And it looks like I take that back. Dustin Dean is the first car on newer tires. So that's going to be a lot of challenge for these cars seventh on back to try to navigate these cars with older tires.
It'll be interesting to see. You still got to get around them.
As the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn, Joe Wright on the gas. Green flag back out. Great jump for Joe.
He wasted no time hitting that vertical pedal to the right.
No, he did not. As they come roaring down into turn 1, you see Jackson Qualley tucking in right behind him to make sure he can get that good run through the corner here. And it looks like Joe's starting to arc turn 1 a little bit more than everybody else. Kyle May is already underneath Colton Kinsey, trying to take that 4th place away. As they're side by side going into the tunnel turn. Right behind him, Devin Buccino. He's going to get around Cody Moore, and he's going to move himself up into the 6th spot. He sets his eyes on Colton Kinsey. There he goes to the inside of Colton here. And again, I'm not a fan of trying to make a pass off of turn 3 because you lose so much momentum. And look behind, 3 wide. Oh, Dustin Dean, a little contact there between Buccino and Dean. Buccino, I think, thought he was clear, and he just wasn't, as you see a big run that with nowhere to go for these guys as they come through turn 1.
Dustin Dean's not afraid to touch the wall a little bit.
Now, as you see these guys really starting to, in the front and the back, really trying to single file and spread out, but you see these guys in the middle here doing some aggressive bump drafting and trying to get some positions here while the tires are fresh. There goes Dustin Dean back to the inside in turn 3, and again, turn 3 is just such a tough spot to try to make a pass. You can lose so much momentum off the corner again. 2 and 3 wide coming off of turn 2 back here between saw Brian Nudie, Logan Hagerman. Great battle back here. These guys are trying to make hay while the sun's shining on these fresh tires. A little bit in front of them, we see the 99 of Austin Blaylock down underneath Colton Kinsey getting a big shove from the 22 of Chris Wheeler, like a bump draft you would see at Daytona or Talladega. Now Chris is going to try to pull a little bit of a... No, he's not going to be able to. I thought he was going to try to cross him over, get back
I think
to
he was
him.
trying to save it from sliding there.
Yeah, you see Nick Ford now underneath Colton Kinsey and Logan Hagerman and the 3 of Dakota Camper off of turn number 3. Oh, Colton catches the wall just a little bit off the corner there. He's trying to throw a little block there on Camper, but Camper's going to get through. Here comes Isaiah Gill pushing Camper into turn number 1. And new leader, Jackson Qualley, gets around Joseph Wright. So, see these cars on older tires still able to keep some pace out here. But as far as lap times go, they are nowhere near... actually, I take that back. These guys are running great lap times up front.
Yeah, because I don't see Dustin Dean on those brand new tires catching them.
No, they're running about the same times as they're only about a half a second faster on the newer tires. You see Joe Wright under attack from Michael Provolt here. And Colin Willems on fresh tires running these guys down. Joe able to keep that bottom line, kind of throw the block there. Here comes Willems on the outside.
Yeah, he's going to give up a spot there in turn 1, going into turn 2.
Turn 2, probably. Yeah. As they go through a tunnel turn here, Colin's going to be clear before they get to the tunnel turn. Here comes Kyle Mays. We were talking about the Mays earlier. He's moving his way up here. He's up to the fourth position. Just got around Cody. Actually, Cody Moore just taking that position back. Here comes Stephen Stephen Black as well. And they're both gonna get around Mays here. Although Mays is fighting back here pretty good on the front stretch. Got that draft from the 52 into turn number 1. Oh, we got a battle for the lead here as a couple of DeWalt cars, 17 the 18, battling it out at the front. Jackson got a great run off that high side that time. I think Collins got the, Jackson gets a little pushy there. No, Jackson's able to hold on to it though. Impressive, that young man right now. 11 years old from Medicine Hat, Alberta. Battling up front right now for the lead. He's going to keep the lead here. Oh.
Now, how important, Josh, is we're anticipating some green flag pit stops, that you come in with some partners.
It's important here.
Matter.
No, that's going to be important here. You want to be able to get a little bit of a draft. As we can see, we look at Isaiah Gill in the back here, and then back to Brian Nudie. And Brian Nudie is, because he has no draft, he's just fallen. These guys are just pulling away from him right now. You can see how far away. But back up front, Jackson Qualley now. Sorry, Colin Willems now up into the lead. Yeah, the two DeWalt cars is now Jackson Qualley's under fire from Stephen Black.
Yeah, not only that, but one is 17, the other's 18.
One's a Chevy, one's a Toyota.
I'm looking at blimp view. I can't tell from where I am.
Oh, a little 3 wide off the corner there. Joe Wright making this strategy call work in his favor right now. He's sitting back in the 5th position. I don't think staying out really hurt him too much.
No, I wonder how much further he can go, though.
Oh.
And here comes, is that Jackson?
Yep, Jackson Qualley on the pit road right now.
Is he coming in by himself?
He is coming in all by himself. Hits his, has to back it up just a little bit. That's going to hurt him. As we still see this gaggle of cars back here, jostling for position here, coming down the backstretch. Austin Blaylock looking to the inside of Nick Ford and trying to get a 2-for-1 as he's going to try to get around Nick Ford. Nick Ford way up, high up against the wall. He was dirt tracking it. He was sideways coming through the tunnel turn there and able to hold on to it. But he's going to lose a ton of momentum here as they come into turn 3 and 4. Here comes Logan Hagerman trying to get his way back up to the front here as Joe Wright now on the pit road to get his service done.
I'm a little surprised Joe and Jackson didn't come in the same time with each other.
And I don't think that's going to hurt him too much, because he'll be able to pick Jackson up as they're 3 wide through turn 1. Dustin Dean is struggling a little bit back here in practice. Oh. Looked like one car had a little bit of issue there as Nicholas Iomo had to reset. Shows that he had some issues. Don't exactly know what happened, but we don't want to break away from the action as these guys are just battling it out here at Pocono through turn 3. Austin Blaylock up into the 4th position. He's methodically making his way through the field right now. But here comes, you see the big run that you can get with that draft as Logan Hagerman's going to try to get to the bottom here and outbreak the 99 into turn one. And Blaylock way up the track here. See Chris Wheeler following right in suit. But right now, Colin Willems and Stephen Black with a big lead off of Cody Moore in third. They're about 3 seconds ahead of the third place driver. And he's almost 3 seconds head away from the fourth place driver. So it's really starting to spread out through the field here, as you can see. But Stephen Black slowly starting to reel in that 18 of Colin Willems. And as they come through the tunnel turn here, I think Steven might be able to get him coming down the front stretch here. He's within striking distance, and with that draft and that long straightaway, I imagine he'll be able to, if he can get through turn 3 here, he'll be able to get that great launch off of 3, down that long stretch, and right past the 18 here. Let's see what he does. There you go. Takes that hard left-hand turn underneath the 18. The 18 is going to fight back on that high side, though, pretty well. Oh, we got a wreck right in front of the leaders here. That's Michael Proval. That's not going to bring out a yellow, but we saw the smoke. These guys are battling hard side by side. Through the tunnel turn side by side. What a battle right now with these two. Stephen Black now trying to get to the inside for turn number 3. He's going to fall back in line. Let's see if he can get a great launch, though. See if he can get that run down the front stretch again. Not quite to that back bumper this time. He's going to have to try it again. Colin, though, runs that little bit higher line here through the through 1 and 2, and that's going to allow Steven to get right back underneath him coming into the tunnel turn here. I think Steven's going to get it this time. He is. He's going to clear Colin. And while those two are battling, to show you what kind of speed difference you're going to get when you're battling, Cody Moore, who is just 3.5 seconds back, is now right at 2 seconds back behind him. And he's in clean air running by himself, and he's starting to run these leaders down a little bit. From the blimp here, you can see the gap separating the front 2 and third, as Stephen Black now starting to run away from Colin Williams up front. A little further back, this everybody's starting to get single file and spread out a little bit, I think. Todd May is way up the track here. Getting passed by Austin Blaylock. I'm sorry, by Colton Kinsey. And Dustin Dean now starting to get a little bit of pressure from the 68 of Buccino. So we're going to take a look at our pit strategy here. Everybody out there except for CD Moore. Cody Moore is out there for 17 laps. Cody's trying to stretch it a little bit. He's 22 laps out there right now. And see. So we know that they can go about 30 laps on fuel. So these guys are getting close to starting to think about green flag pit stops, I imagine.
Josh, what can you tell through SDK what the interval is between Stephen Black and Jackson Qualley?
I can. It is 6.8 seconds between Stephen Black and Jackson Qualley. And then, actually, I take that back. It is, let's see if we can, actually, I
And
know,
that sounds about right to me, but
now it's a little further back than that. So let's bring up the track map. We'll throw some car numbers up there. And we can see our leader, Stephen Black, is highlighted the green circle, 98, coming through turn 3 onto the front stretch. And you can see Jackson Qualley in the 17. It's not very far in front of him. Jackson just entering turn 1 now. And now Steven just entering turn 1 now. So, yeah, the interval is 6 seconds, but it's not from it's from Jackson to Steven is about 6 seconds.
right, and that's resulting from that last pit stop. I can't tell on my side if Steven's catching them, Jackson and Joe, or if Joe and Jackson are putting some more space between each other.
Well, we take a look at our. I know I can't pull it up here so you guys can't see it.
What I'm getting at is, are they about to go a lap down here in the next few laps?
I don't think so. So let's bring up our tower here, and we'll take our last time by. Stephen Black ran a 55.30, actually a 55.54, and Jackson ran his last time by a 55.18. So the newer tires are a little bit faster, but doesn't
About
seem
four
like by
tenths.
much. Yeah, doesn't seem by much. Joe Wright, his last time was a 55.06. So for these guys, it's definitely not a big difference for them. As that time by Stephen Black ran a 55.55. Play those numbers tonight.
Here's a thought. Can Jackson and Joe make it to the end?
No, they're gonna have to pit one more time. Fuel window, as I mentioned, is right around 30 laps. So if they came in on lap 30, they're only going to be able to go to about lap 60. So they will need to come in for another quick stop, just a gas and go. As you see at the bottom of the screen there, Kyle Mays and Colton Kinsey. Colton Kinsey, I think, had some issues. He's still on pit road, but Kyle Mays now on pit road getting his service done.
Or if it's under caution, do you take tires with 10 to go?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, if I'm Joe or Jackson right now, I think that's kind of what they're banking on is another caution. We'll be able to come in and get tires and have fresher tires than the other guys out there. Although it's looking like fresher tires really isn't making that much of a difference right now out there. I mean, Joseph and Jackson are running the fastest laps on track right now with those newer tires, as they should be. But it's not significant. That time by Stephen Black, very consistent, 55.56. Lap before was a 55.55. Joe ran a 55.06. Jackson ran a 55.14. So you're not talking huge difference in times from first to the leader here and what these guys have been doing on fresher tires.
A half a second a lap takes a lot of laps to pick up any distance.
That's very true. And the fact that Stephen Black is so consistent his last couple laps, like I just mentioned, You ran a 55.55. Last time by you ran a 55.56. This time by the stripe, he's going to run a 55.79. So a little
Hmm.
bit of fall off, but it's not incredible. It's Cody Moore, Austin Blaylock, Chris Wheeler, all hitting pit road right now. So you're starting to see these guys trickle on the pit road. And I think some of these guys might be trying to cut this last pit stop in half. But Stephen Black just pulling away. Colin Willems 4.5 seconds behind. Logan Hagerman another 5 seconds back to him. So the field is really, really spread out. Not a
At
lot
least
of.
the top three are by almost 10 seconds.
Yep. So
And
we
we were
see
just talking, even at a half a second a lap to make up 10 seconds, 20 laps. We don't have 20 to go, do we? I guess
20,
20.
26 to go.
Thank you for changing that for so I could didn't have to do the math.
I didn't do anything. It did it automatically for me. But this looks like the
Said,
best. I was gonna say this is the best battle on track right now. As we see the 95. He's a couple laps down here, battling on the outside. I think he just came in and pit here not too long ago. As a 95 of
that's Michael Provolt, isn't it?
Michael Provolt. Yep, thank you. I thought so. Yeah, there it is. He's sitting back in 25th position. Just came in, got some tires, and yeah, making things happen here. As Will Witt is now pulled away from Devin Buccino, and the yellow is out.
Out. We got a little incident right going into pit road here. 22.
Oh, actually, I see the Austin Blaylock here get a little loose off the corner. This is turn one, getting loose through turn one here, trying to keep it down on the inside, and thing just breaks around on him. Then he tries to correct it. It looks like he overcorrected just a little bit. Takes that long, helpless slide. You said the 22 had an issue on the front stretch?
Right at the entrance to pit road.
So these look like they're two totally different. Oh, yeah, the 22 looks like Stephen Black is coming into pit here. 22 loses it by himself and catches Stephen Black in the door. Oh, tough break for Stephen Black, who is dominating this race. I think that's actually so. Those two incidents together are what brought out the yellow. And man, tough night for Stephen Black. Just
That could have been worse, though. He could have come in and hit that inside wall.
yeah, I mean nothing he did wrong. He just wrong
Still,
place at the wrong time.
I see a lot of the field coming into pit road right now.
Yep, all the leaders coming on pit road. They're getting close to having to come in and pit anyways. Because as we take a look at the pit strategy here, we know they could go about 30 laps. They were on 26 there, so everybody's coming in to get those tires and fuel. And I
I
wonder
see
if,
Jackson Qualley's coming in.
yeah, I was gonna say, did Jackson and Joe come in? Yep, Joseph Wright is on pit lane as well, so I think it's gonna see if he goes in and takes tires. No, he's taking fuel only. It's just a smart move. He's gonna gain a few positions coming off of pit road here.
Yeah, save those tires in case you need them for that 10 to go. We haven't seen tires make that big a difference.
That's
This is all
exactly
track position.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. You can really see that the tires are not a huge thing. As Cody
Where did
Moore.
Joe and Jackson roll out?
Let's see. Jackson is
They
in
had to have picked up.
20th, and Joe moved up to 13th. So fuel only for those two. Great move. I think it's a smart move. That might be a great move for Joe as the laps wind down.
They're likely the only ones in the top 20 that still have a set of stickers behind the wall.
See, we got a couple more comments here on Facebook. We've got apologize. I'm trying not to butcher this name, but I believe that's Cyree Reed. It says, "Go Colin Kinsey, get your butt moving, Nicholas Ford. Move that dump truck Isaiah Gill forward. That's it. Move it forward." And Nick Mather says, "Let's go, Colin. Get that W." And again, if it's not Cyree, I apologize. And Matt, I was just thinking, I did hear something before the race. I got a little chuckle out of it. I was talking with Max and Joe before the race started, and somebody popped in the room and said, "Thanks, Max. We appreciate you setting up the room right tonight," and then jumped out.
Were you a part of that last week on Wednesday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was announcing that one. It was me and Zach, and me and Zach bounced around, what, about 5 times last.
That's right. Yeah, fifth time was a charm.
Fifth time was a charm, and
I don't know. I don't know why we had to go through all of that. I mean, Joe and I in those Toyota trucks were just fine with 18 gallons of fuel. It's not our fault that everyone else only had 12.
But yeah, that was
But the tires.
yeah, that was kind of funny. Me and Zach were like, "Man, we're gonna be here till 1:30 in the morning," and then you guys ran a great race.
Very clean. It was that was a fun one to run. That's why I was asking about the the no fast repairs. I'm a big fan of it. It forces you to drive clean.
Yeah, I think there's only two cautions. I think there's only two cautions for the whole night, so that was great.
And Michigan's a good course to do it at. It's wide. There's a lot of room. There is a speed lane, but there's also room some bailout room, if you will.
A great jump here. Slow on the gas was Cody Morris. Stephen Black now having a little bit of a run on the outside, even with that damaged race car. They're fanning out 3 wide down the
Here
front stretch. Yep, down the front stretch into turn 1, and man, they are 3 wide back here. You see Isaiah Gill on the outside, Nick Ford in the middle, and Dustin Dean on the inside. And Dustin's going to make that work as they come down the backstretch here. Brian Nudie now also in the 3 wide sandwich. He's in the meat of the sandwich as he's going to get clear of these guys and move his way forward. We see TJ Floyd and Will Witt now side by side. And man, just a lot of hard battling. Nick Schroeder right here in 68, Devin Buccino side by side. But up front now, Stephen Black again, even with the damaged race car, able to get back to the lead as we see Nick Ford now. Thought he was going to jump out of line to try to get around the 21 there, but he tucks back in line. See Brett Merle now to the inside and some aggressive moves towards the middle of the field here as we see TJ Floyd now underneath the 4. The 4 jumps real high. That's Craig Schroeder now in the 4, way high up against the wall. He's going to lose a ton of positions as all his momentum's broken. You see that push, that bump draft into the tunnel turn between Will Witt and TJ Floyd here. And up front, Logan Hagerman to the lead.
Go ahead with that number 7.
Right behind him, a battle. Dakota Camper, 52 of Cody Moore. Colin Willems and Isaiah Gill as the yellow flag is out.
Out.
Big wreck on the backstretch. I mean, the front stretch, yeah. So that's going to bring out our wreckage rewind. You said it was a 16?
Yes.
Colton Kinsey goes for a wild ride off of turn number 3, and let's see if we can dial this up real quick and see. Oh, looks like he had a little bit of help here. It's coming off the corner here inside of the 22, and looks like the 22s and him just make a little bit of contact here. That long, helpless slide on the pit road. Oh, hard
Is
into
this
the wall too.
is this the same thing we saw with the 22 and Colin? Not Colin. Stephen Black a minute ago.
No, no, the 22 just got loose coming off the corner, and Stephen Black was already on the pit road. This looked like just a little aggressive driving there as Colton's back running. Doesn't look like too much, even though he made hard contact. Car doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. But up front, Logan Hagerman. How about Logan? Oh, I
Would you
apologize.
care to share with the rest of us?
I was gonna say I didn't realize I had the screen up, so let me dial this back to where the incident happened. I apologize.
That's all right. I don't get many chances to be right. This is my one for the week.
There you go. I totally apologize, folks. I thought I had this screen shared and I did not. So let's get back to the action here. Let's see again what happened here as Colton Kinsey comes off the corner and oops, I'm messing this all up today, ain't I?
It was beautiful commentary, Josh.
It was beautiful
I had the
commentary.
picture painted in my mind.
So let me throw this replay screen back up here for a second as I get this really dialed in this time and not screw it up because yeah, it's been one of those nights already. I'm just gonna blame Joe Wright on this one, just because I can. Uh, not that he had anything to do with it. I just want to blame Joe. So again, a 16 car in the 22, side by side through turn 3, and looks like the 22 just pushes up the track just a little bit into the side of the 16, coming off the corner, and 16 takes that long, helpless slide into the pits. And pretty hard contact with the inside corner of the wall, too, but he's back out there and doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. Lights on the pace car are still on, so I had plenty of time to get that right. James, I apologize. I know you don't see what I see. I apologize for that. One click of the button I missed.
I ripped him a little bit for you, James.
You know what it is? I only have 4 screens. I need more.
Christmas is coming eventually.
If I said that to my wife right now, she'd probably kill me.
What would you do if I said it to her?
She'd probably kill me. You know, it's funny too because for you that don't know, I have a 1-year-old daughter. She just turned 1 last week, and
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
That's fantastic.
And I was looking through. We still have the baby registry up on Amazon, and I was looking through there, and I thought it was funny. There's a 32-inch monitors on the baby registry. I'm like, I don't remember putting those on there. So apparently, I must have put those on there as a joke, and completely forgot about it. So, although the wife never commented on it, so
I'll tell you what, send me the link to it. I'll buy one of them for you.
James, I appreciate the kind words. James says we're doing a great job and enjoys watching us every week, and we do appreciate that. That's what we're here for. We're here to entertain you. You know, there's a lot of things you could be doing on a Tuesday night. We're just glad to have you here as we're watching these guys have some great racing here at Pocono.
Yeah, we do really appreciate that, James. And we appreciate everybody giving us comments and giving some shout outs for your favorite drivers. Please keep them coming.
As we see our top 10 right
Are the
now.
lights off?
The lights are off on the pace car. So we got another about minute before we go back to green flag racing. These guys have a long, actually about 2 minutes. These guys have a long drive around this 2.5 mile track. So our top 10 right now: Logan Hagerman, Stephen Black, Cody Moore, Dakota Camper, Colin Willems, Isaiah Gill, Devin Buccino, and Dustin Dean. Brian Nudie and Nick Ford make up your top 10.
Looks like we're going to have 16 to go. We hit the line.
Yeah, about 16 laps to go here, and it's coming to go time. I expect to see some really aggressive moves off these guys. We really haven't seen the big fan out like you see in the Real Cup Series down the front stretch on the restarts where they get 5 and 6 wide. But as it's coming down to crunch time, you might see that.
Yeah, but I think I heard Joe right. He's been saying it's go time in the last 60 laps.
James, we want to see you back out on track too. So as the pace car makes that hard left-hand turn, Logan Hagerman, great jump on the restart. Stephen Black's going to have to fall back in behind him as they take the long drive down into turn number 1. And you can see behind,
He's,
really, really mild restart from behind
he's
as Stephen Black now under the 7. He's there trying to make that pass. See Cody Moore now up
Isaiah
into.
Gill had to check up. He's hitting the inside of Dustin Dean now.
Yeah, Dustin with that outside line, but that great run. Is now Stephen Black is still sitting in second place. I thought he was going to be able to get around Logan here, but Logan is starting to pull away a little bit. Here comes Colin Willems now to the back bumper of Cody Moore, the 52. Oh, Dustin
No, he got a
Dean
slider.
saves
He
it.
saved it. Nice save.
That was incredible. Dustin Dean completely sideways, smoking, drifting like you'd see Tokyo Drift style. Hangs on to it. He's going to lose a ton of positions, but man, that
All
could have
right.
been a whole lot worse.
Turn 3, lap 56. We got to get a chance to look at that one again. Even if it is at the end of the race. That was amazing.
Oh, we got some 3 wide way back here. One car down on the apron trying to make things happen. It's the 31. He's a couple laps down, but he's trying to make things work. But man, that was some impressive driving up here. Logan Hagerman is just starting to pull away from Stephen Black now.
Looking a little back in the field here with Brian Nudie and the 24, and the bumpers are coming into play.
Yeah, I just saw TJ Floyd
The chrome horn.
got a little bump there and forced down to the bottom, and he lost a ton of momentum. Yellow is out.
Caution is out right at the stripe.
Big wreck behind. I see the 11 of Dylan Redding around. It's going to bring up a wreckage replay. And I promise this time I will make sure to hit the button so you can see what I see.
Boy, if only I had a singing voice.
As we see, looks like the 86 of Derek Reel gets up into the wall. Right in front of Joe Wright, too. And it bounces off the wall twice. Joe, does Joe get involved in this as well? It comes right across, right in
I
front
don't
of
think
Joe.
so.
Wow. The two of them go hard into the inside safer barrier.
That was a Joe Wright pucker moment if I ever saw one.
Pucker it up. Let's actually I want to take a ride here on
In
Joe.
Joe's cockpit.
I'm gonna take a ride on Joe's roof here so we can see exactly how close that really was. Let's find the 82 here. Let's get that roof cam here and see what Joe saw here. Real time.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna dial up. What lap did you say that was?
56. Turn 3. The 21 car.
See if we can find that. I think I got it dialed up right here. Oh, that was a little bit more than I thought at first. So you see, him and Isaiah Gill here are battling it out pretty good. Isaiah's down on the grass there, and here comes Dustin Dean. Look at that slide. We gotta see that in real time because that was you see Isaiah just kind of overdrive, gets down onto that rumple strip down there, pushes up, there's no grip, pushes up the track right at Dustin Dean. Brian Nudie,
It
great
doesn't miss a
reaction
beat.
there too. Yeah, doesn't miss a beat.
If we get a chance, that would be a great one to have on the intro
Oh yeah,
video.
that'll make the that might be a wreckage rewind gif. You see Isaiah Gill, Dustin Dean, Brian Nudie, Brett Merle, Devin Buccino, Nick Ford, Joe Wright, Todd Mays, Dylan Reddick, all on pit road as we speak. Let's see if Zia's got some tires. Yep, Isaiah's got some tires here. So Nudie's got some tires too. So you never know. As it comes down to it, that would be tires may make a difference here. So I see the 95 there. That would be Provault, I believe. Yes, gets the lucky dog. Mike Provault gets the lucky dog. Gets one lap back.
It's going to be interesting to see if those tires are enough with about 10 laps to go to move up through the field.
Actually, I'm going to do something we normally don't do. I'm going to dial up Joe Wright real quick because I want to ask him what he saw there. So, hey Joe, you got Matt and Josh in the booth. You got us?
Oh yeah, I got you. What's up?
Sorry to pull you in the middle of the race, but I know
No,
it's
you're good.
long yellow flag laps. You got some time. That was exciting. That happened right there in front of you. It's
man, I was just about to go 3 wide, and all of a sudden he went left. I don't know what he did. It hit the wall or something, but man, that was crazy. Yeah.
yeah, he bounced off the wall. We actually had a front row view of that as well. One question I had: I know that you got fresh tires. I know these guys up front don't. How much is tires making a difference right now?
I mean, over the course of that first run when I stayed out, they only got down to 84% or something like that. So.
Awesome, man.
But the feel of them is different. So yeah, for me it matters. That's why I was hanging on to him here till a great opportunity. I think this is going to be my best opportunity to get at least a top 10 here.
Awesome, man. Well, go get him. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and maybe we'll talk to you after the race.
Thanks, Josh.
So field gets double filed and re-racked here for another run at it. We're gonna have 10 laps to go when the green comes out. And I wonder how much that damage to the 98's actually affecting him right now. He was dominant early on, and now it seems like that car's just sluggish a little bit off the corner, and I imagine he probably has a little bit of damage, but, you know, tough break. Again, nothing he did wrong, just coming into pit roads and another car just lost it right into his door. Matt, we got 10 to go. Who you got?
Can't be too bad if he's still in second place.
That's true.
Row here.
That's very true. But yeah, we got 10 to go. Who you got going into this?
I'm going to go with Colin Willems.
Kyle Willems. That's a good bet. He's sitting back there in the fourth spot right now on the outside. He likes that high lane, and he's shown some speed. I don't know. I see Dakota Camper though sitting that fifth spot right now. He might be a dark horse pick here as he's coming his way through the field, and let's see what happens here. As we're coming through turn 3, and that pace car is about to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Logan Hagerman is going to hit the gas. We're back green flag racing here at Pocono with 10 laps to go. And again, Stephen Black just Not able to get the
Yeah,
jump. Oh, yellow is back out.
right at the strike. Looked like someone might have spun the wheels. Well, that changes everything for my prediction. No, I'm
As,
kidding. I have no idea.
as we see Max McClure here. Oh, just doesn't get going, and Dustin Dean turns him around on the front stretch. And
Yeah, that's never a good thing to turn the league owner like that.
well, not just that, they're teammates. So I imagine that that race room right now is probably
I'm
not.
sorry, Josh, just the way you said that.
First rule of racing is you don't wreck your teammate.
Especially when your teammate's the owner of the league. And just an FYI, Dustin also has an EOL penalty for tomorrow night's truck race. So he'll be starting at the end of the field.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but since you raced in
I'll
that
bring it up.
race, you can bring it up. As
Let's
these
see who
guys
is
take that
pro.
long, slow lap around and try to catch that brand new iRacing pace car.
Or rather than who you taking to win, how many green-white checkers will there be?
You know, that's a tough one. I don't even want to think about that right now. I want to see a nice clean finish. I want to see a nice exciting finish, and this is shaping up to be just that.
It could be if we could get through turns 1 and 2. I think we could go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, that was just unusual pile up on the front stretch, and really, sometimes when you're sitting back there, you see the you see the cars going in front of you, but the car directly in front of you just doesn't get going, and things like that can happen.
Yeah, like you said, Josh, it's easy to do because when you're in the sim, this isn't like driving around town here or even on the highway when you're just looking 1 or 2 cars ahead. You hit the gas going into the start finish, you're already looking all the way down the track about as far as you can, so you may not even see that guy right in front of you.
Absolutely.
As crazy as it sounds that you might not see the car right directly in front of you, but that's not where you're looking, right?
Yeah, well, not just that, but let's jump on board with a car here. Let's see if we can find somebody who's let's jump with Brett Merle because he's almost directly behind somebody. And when you're in this cockpit here, you really can't see much. Obviously, you're going through the corner now, so you can see a lot. But once you get lined up like this, you can't see anything. There's a point there where he couldn't see any of the cars on track. So that's a great view right there of exactly what I'm talking about. You see the
See right
blindness.
here, I'm looking all the way at the leaders up there.
Yep.
I may not be looking right at the directly at the car in front of me.
Yep. But when you're on this straightaway, especially if you're coming to a restart and you're on this straightaway, guess what? You can't see anything.
What is that on the guy in front of him? Is that a person?
That would be Jimmy Fallon writing down his thank you cards because we always got to write things down. Here we go. We're double file now. You can see how little Merle can actually see right now in front of him. All he's got to go off of is the car directly in front of him.
Now, when you restart double file like that, are you looking at the other row so you can
Depends
see a
where
little
I'm
further
depends
up?
depends where I'm racing. Depends where I'm sitting, and I should say depends where I am in the field. If I'm more towards the front, top
I know. When
first
you're
five.
at the front row, you don't have cars in front of you to look at. You don't
No,
have to
that's not
brag.
what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. If I'm in the first 5 rows, I'm trying to watch the leader. I might peek out just a little bit to see that leader. If I'm more towards the back where, Brett Merle was and, Austin Blaylock is right
You
now,
could say it where I usually am.
you're just trying to guess at that point.
I'm usually looking, if I can, the row and next to me, as many cars forward as I can to get an idea of when they start to launch. Shout out on Facebook from Nick Mather. Go Colin, go.
There you go. And then James Tarr also says 10 to go, black. So it sounds like he's rooting on Stephen Black right now.
I could see that happening. I could see anyone in the top 10 winning this thing right now.
Hey. Crazier things have happened. As the pace car pulls off here, we're going to have just 6 laps to decide this as the green's back in the air. Great jump again from Hagerman. And he's going to throw a little bit of a block here on Stephen Black. Stephen's going to push him, though, down into turn 1. And still not a lot of spreading out. Everybody kind of staying in line here. Stephen Black to the outside. Kyle Willems trying to make it 3 wide. I thought he was going to have the run there for a second. As they come off the corner, they rocket down the backstretch here. Hagerman under attack right now on that outside by Stephen Black. Oh, a little bit of side draft. Maybe a little bit of contact there between the 7 and the 98. You see Colin Willems now giving the 7 a shove. Trying to use a little bit of that bump draft. Trying to get him a little bit ahead. Oh, the 18 slides up the track. Almost gets into the 98 there. They come down the backstretch here. 5 to go. Stephen Black by a nose. Here comes the 52 of Cody Moore. He's going to look to the inside of Colin Willems as they go into turn 1. He's going to have the position. He's trying to take that 3rd position away. And Stephen Black's car just does not look as strong as it did early in the race. As I say that, though, he makes the hard left-hand turn down underneath Logan Hagerman. As they come down in a tunnel turn, here comes Cody Moore now underneath. Oh, Stephen Black really loose there off the corner. That's going to kill his momentum. That's going to kill the momentum of the cars behind him. As you say, Hagerman's able to pull away because of that. Just behind, we see Dakota Camper. Oh, gets a little tight there. Pushes up, almost in the wheel. They make contact. Dakota. Oh, another car around as well.
There comes the yellow.
Oh, we're going to have to get this one sorted out as we see one car. I believe that's
Number
Austin
4.
Blaylock. Who is it?
Number 4.
The 4 Schroeder. Hard into the inside wall. I saw Austin Blaylock also had a little issue there. Yeah, Austin involved in that as well. That would be the 2 cars involved, the 99 of Austin Blaylock and the 4 of Craig Schroeder as they come off, as they come off the corner. We see the 3 at the bottom of the screen gets a little loose there, but then the 4 bounces off the wall right into the side of the 99 of Blaylock. And again, that long, helpless spin down into the inside safer barrier. Both cars hard into the inside wall. And that's what's going to bring out your caution. Let's slide back just a couple clicks here. Let's see what happened to that 3 car. As I know him in the 52,
Camper, I believe, right?
yeah, him and Will Witt, made a little bit of contact here coming off the corner. And that 3 car really loose. But able to hang on to it down almost into that inside wall. Able to hold on to it.
Nice save, too.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about green-white checkers? Guess what? We're going to have a green-white checker.
How many?
Hopefully just
Come
this
on,
one.
Facebook fans, 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, with 3 is going to be the maximum attempts at the green-white checker. I'd personally like to just to see 1 because I want to see how this plays out. But Stephen Black falling back to the 3rd spot now. Just not as dominant as he was earlier in the race. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we're going to have the iOS Truck Series here at the Tricky Triangle. They're going to battle it out for...
I believe it's 52 laps.
52 laps. Stage ends at lap 10. They will also have 2 sets of tires, so... Then after Tricky Triangle, we'll move on to Kansas, then Richmond, and then Talladega to round out the season, excuse me. And then we move to the playoffs. We're going to have Charlotte and Auto Club for the round of 12. The bottom 4 will be eliminated for the round of 8, which will be Texas and the Roval. That'll cut us down to the top 4. And then your championship 4 will battle it out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We have James Tarr again saying, just have faith. Black is only back in 3rd. You never know. The 18 and the 7 could have some issues with each other. And not that I'm wishing that on anybody, but if they make a little bit of contact, Stephen Black might be able to pounce and move himself up there. Time will tell. So tomorrow night, as I mentioned, we have the Truck Series, and then Thursday night we have the double dirt on Thursday, where we have the Northeast Dirt Series, and then the iOS Dirt Domination Series. So that's always fun, a little bit of Dirt Thursdays.
We also have the short track series tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, yes. I always forget about the short track series. So
those, new and improved super late models.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch those things ripping around the track.
Where are we tomorrow night?
You are at...
Let's see.
Let me see if I can pull that up here. Late models. I don't see a schedule here. You got me.
Don't mind me. I was just.
No, you're fine. I normally on around for that, as I usually work on Wednesday nights until about 9 Eastern.
Rules SDK. I don't know where it is.
You normally run in that, don't you?
I do. I'm not real competitive in it. I tell you what, there are some really terrific drivers in that series. Brendan Queen, who is the Langley champion for last year.
Yep, won the
real-life race car driver. Tyler Tomasi is another real-life race car driver.
Tyler's up from my neck of the woods up here in Massachusetts. I know he'll be racing at Stafford in a couple months up here, so I'll be going down to check that out. Brandon Queen, as we know, Butterbean won the Hampton Heat a little controversially, but I personally don't think it was controversial. I think it was a great move to the inside. If anybody wants to check that out, you can find that on YouTube. Last year's Hampton Heat. But right now, the heat's turning up as the pace car is taking a left-hand turn. Logan Hagerman on the gas. Green flag back in the air. And we are here for a green-white checker as green's in the air. Hopefully we can make it around to the white. Stephen Black taking a look underneath the 7 here. He's got the position, but he's got to back out of it to keep from turning the 7. You see Colin Willems on that high side, though. Stephen Black trying to make something come out, and the yellow is back out. Oh, we see Brian Nudie up into the wall, and that's going to bring up our Wreckage Rewind. See if we can see exactly what happened here. I don't think it started with Nudie. I think Nudie was just a passenger at that point. But let's see if we can see. No, actually, I'm going to take that back. Looks like Brian Nudie might have got a little loose here into the corner. Might have got a little help there from the 25 machine. Yeah, 25 pushes up the track. Gets in the back of Brian Nudie. That's Todd Mays getting into the back of Nudie here. And off of turn one, Nudie takes that long slide. Doesn't look like I don't think he's going to really hit anything here. Oh, no, but he's going to get hit by the 11 of
Dylan
Dylan
Redding.
Redding. Yeah. Let's rewind this back just a little bit. I want to take the chopper view here, because I'm just curious if there actually was a little bit of contact between the two right there. Oh, yeah, there was contact. So we're going to go back live to your leader, Logan Hagerman. Trying to make it 2 in a row. Won the Truck Series race at Michigan last week. Now he's trying to make a Cup Series win here for 2 in a row in the iOS Series. So I don't think he runs the ARCA Series, does he?
I think he does.
Well, 2 in a row that I'm broadcasting. How about that? A couple more shout outs here. Dean Qualley says, "Come on, Cyclone Racing." And looks like Brett Merle Jr. just joined us in the broadcast. Not in the booth, just watching along with us. So going back to our schedule, though, we got Thursday, the Double Dirt Series. Doubleheader tomorrow between the Late Model Series and the iOS Truck Series. Friday, we've got the ISSL Super Speedway Series. Nothing going on Saturday, but Sunday we've got the Original Rebels, and I know you guys don't see it until the next day usually, but just before the Original Rebels series, that's when we record our podcast. And if you haven't got a chance to check that out, it's something we do. It's just a lot of fun. We like to promote our leagues, have a little fun on a Sunday night, talk about the Cup Series, talk about our leagues, promote our leagues, and hey, just have a little bit of fun on a Sunday night. Dean,
And
I'm
interview some of
doing
these
well.
drivers.
What's that?
Interview some of these drivers.
We did, yeah. We tried to interview some drivers. We didn't have a guest this week. But with the new build coming out, we really kind of wanted to focus on that and talk about all the new stuff that iRacing's doing. And man, I'll tell you what, from being on the service as long as I have and seeing all the advancements that iRacing has made through the years, I mean, it's just incredible. I know I was talking with Colton Kinsey one night, and I told him that when I joined iRacing, we had aerodynamic damage, but that was it. We never had engine damage. You never had overheating issues. It was just a totally different beast. And now these cars have realistic heating characteristics. You hit the wall too hard, you can blow a motor. You back into the wall too hard, you can pop the fuel tank and leak fuel. You can't see it on the track, but you'll watch your gas gauge go down. So, yeah, and even the new damage model that you see on the 87s and the ARCA car, they're making some major drastic improvements. It seems like every 12 weeks. And Dean Qualley shouted out me, said, "How's it going, Josh?" Dean, it's going well. Looking to excited to see how this is going to play out here. Jackson was having such a great run, and pit strategy kind of didn't work out in his favor. It looks like he's sitting back in. Where is Jackson right now?
He's 27th, 9 laps
Oh,
now.
he's a couple laps out. That's right. He must have had some issues there. So
I think he got caught up in someone else's mess.
that seems to be the ongoing theme right now. And hey, didn't Joe Wright say his goal tonight or after that he wanted to get a top 10? Well,
Yes.
currently
Yes.
he's sitting in the 10th spot, so.
Well, this is only the second attempt.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance. That's all I'm saying.
To quote the great movie Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying there's a chance. I'll tell you who's looking for a chance right now is Stephen Black, trying to get around that 7 car as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn. Logan Hagerman on the gas, green flag in the air. Looks like he waited until the green flag came out that time, kind of checked everybody up a little bit, and I don't know if it's going to work out in his favor. Stephen Black now to
There's
the
Stephen
inside. They're
Black.
3 wide into turn 1 for the lead. Colin Willems, though,
Got through
able
it
to.
pretty well.
Yeah,
All
Colin
three
Williams gets a great run there. Oh, Stephen Black and Logan Hagerman make a little bit of contact, a little side draft. It looks like Hagerman's going to take that lead back, but here comes Colin Willems on the outside. And there, wow, big moves in the back. We got the cars on the apron trying to make moves down here.
Now we got one around. We got two
Oh,
around.
big wreck in the back. Nick Ford goes flipping.
3, 4,
Colin Willems is going to assume the lead here.
5, 6.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. Did you say Colin Willems was assuming the lead?
Yes, it looks like he was able to get around, and let's see if we can see exactly what happened here as we transition from our wreckage replay, and we're going to see the 68 of Buccino here, and Brett Merle make some contact coming through the tunnel turn. Nick Ford just nowheres to go. Up into the wall, and oh man, up onto his side. See that car starting to flip. The 31 gets a little bit of damage. The 61 plowing into the side of the 68, comes down. Brian Nudie nowhere to go. He makes contact.
But wait, there's more.
And then, oh man, this looks like Michael Lawrence gets involved in that as well. Just nowheres to go for a couple of these vehicles. Let's see if we can catch this from the blimp to see what else we can see here. And I think the blimp is going to give you a little better view of the rest of the cars that come piling in here as those two make contact. And the track at this point just kind of closes up, and there's just nowheres to go. Man, just tough break. Tough break.
Absolutely no chance we're going to do this a fourth time.
No, because we only have 3 attempts, so
This is going to do it. I
this
promise.
is going to do it. It's either going to be the white flag or the yellow flag. Sorry, either the checkered flag or the yellow flag are going to be ending the race at this point. There we go. But yeah, Kyle Willems was able to get around Logan Hagerman there, so that's going to move him up into the lead. And Kyle Mays moving up into the 3rd spot.
Stephen Black, Cody Moore, Will Witt, Dakota Kemper, TJ Floyd, Isaiah Gill, Joe Wright, all in the top 10.
Yeah. How about Eddie Morris sitting back in 12th? We haven't talked about him tonight, but which is usually a good thing when we're not talking about him because he's had a lot of bad luck the last couple weeks. So the fact that we're not talking about him is probably a good thing.
Yeah, he's been one of those slow and steady, under the radar. His car looks like it's in good shape. Looks like he's been able to take care of it some. He's still got the fenders and the hood.
So, like I mentioned, Colin Willems, your leader right now, London, Ontario. Logan Hagerman, also out of Ontario. Looks like he won the Rocky Top 100, which I believe was the ARCA race. Am I correct about that? And then the Motor City Madness 135. Oh, Hagerman and Mays making a little contact there under yellow. Kyle Mays sitting in third. And Stephen Black back in fourth.
Yes, Rocky Top 100 was the Bristol race for the ARCA.
There you go. Cody Moore sitting back in the fifth spot with Will Witt from Wisconsin Dells. TJ Floyd sitting back in seventh. He's live now on Twitch. You guys would rather be sitting here with us. Dakota Camper.
Where else can you get this kind of entertainment?
Exactly. Isaiah Gill back in ninth with no bio. Isaiah, you need to get on that. And Joe Wright sitting back in 10th. The Rochester, New York native. Looks like these guys are getting ready to, whoops. Go back green flag racing. Can't even blame Fat Fingers on that. I just hit the wrong button.
I just thought of this, and this is the worst time, but are we in any danger of anyone running out of fuel?
You know, that's a great question. As we look at our pit strategy real quick. And Kyle Willems, Logan Hagerman, and Stephen Black all out there past 31 laps. So it's a possibility. These guys, we have had a lot of yellow flag laps, so that might help them save a little bit. But man, you're right. They might be getting down close to the nitty gritty here, and the fuel as the pace car takes that left-hand turn. And
let's go.
Logan Hagerman or Kyle Willems takes the outside. I think that's a great opportunity for him to get a great run and arc into turn one here. Here comes Stephen Black. Kyle Mays to the inside of Hagerman. They're 3 wide for second. And Hagerman and Black make some contact. Black up into the wall. And that's going to let Kyle Willems just keep going. Stephen Black and Logan Hagerman, unfortunately for them, as Kyle Mays now up to the second position. Cody Moore up to third. Will Witt fourth, and Dakota Camper sitting in fifth. As Cody Moore now taking that inside defensive line on Will Witt here. I think it's going to hurt him, though, as they come through turn 3 and onto the front stretch as the white flag is in the air. One more lap for Colin Willems. Can he hang on for one more lap, or does Kyle Mays have anything for him as they start to spread out a little bit? Coming through the corner. Colin Mays with a half-second lead, though, coming through turns 1 and 2. They are spread out towards the back. Here you see Eddie Morris now moving up 3 Intensity Broadcasting cars right in a row. It's Joe Wright, Eddie Morris, and Logan Hagerman. Dustin Dean up into the wall. But through turn 3, Colin Willems with almost a second lead as he comes off the corner, puts it in cruise control. He's going to win it. Right behind him, though, Kyle Mays, and Cody Moore will finish second and third. Will Witt back in fourth, and Dakota Camper comes home in fifth. But your winner tonight, Colin Willems. A great run for him. I mean, he drove a great race. Kept it clean, kept it out of trouble. It's unfortunate that Stephen Black got caught up in that again, but awesome job to your top three. As we'll take a look at the results here. Looks like the results aren't tallied just yet, but here comes Colin Willems to burn it down here on the front stretch.
And that's going to give Colin Willems his second win of the season and his fourth top 10.
Here's the results. So here's your winner, Colin Willems. Kyle Mays sitting in second, Cody Moore third, Will Witt fourth, Dakota Camper fifth, Isaiah Gill coming home in the sixth spot. Then three intensity cars, Joseph Wright, Logan Hagerman, Eddie Morris coming home 7th, 8th, and 9th, and Greg Froelich rounding out your top 10. Let's see if we can see if we have anybody in our waiting room. Not just yet. But man, great finish. Took 3 green-white checkers to figure it out. We were able to crown our victor here at Pocono Raceway. Let's see if we can find Cody here.
You know, something I've noticed over these, the winner of the race is usually the first one in the waiting room.
He usually...
They can't wait to tell you all about it.
As I don't see Kyle Mays in the Discord here.
No, I don't either.
Let's see if we can get I know Cody's talking with his teammates here.
Well, there's nothing saying we can't start with the winner.
I'm going to drag Cody down into the booth here for us. Cody, you got Josh and Matt in the booth. You got us?
I got you guys.
Man, great job coming home in third place tonight. That was a hard-fought battle for you coming to the end there. How'd the race go from your side of things?
Went well. It was an interesting race. I got off a little bit of damage in the first 10 laps, so I came down pit road kind of on an off strategy, and it really worked out when I came back out and had the lead. But unfortunately, that string of cautions came out, and I think on a green flag run, me and Steven probably would have gone 1-2.
Yeah, we saw Steven get a little bit of damage there coming on the pit road. None of his doing. It just car spun out into the side of him. And I know you're his teammate and you guys were talking. Did that really upset his car a lot? Because it seemed like he was so dominant at the beginning and had some issues towards the end.
Yeah, I think the arrow was definitely off. He couldn't really make the moves he wanted to make. Yeah, he was pretty frustrated. And then especially with that 3-wide incident there at the end, I'm sorry it happened, but I'm glad I got the podium.
Listen, if I don't know if I saw you had your screen live, so I imagine you guys were looking at it back or something. But from what I saw, that was just great hard racing. Unfortunately for him, didn't work out for him. But it was exciting for us here in the booth, and I'm sure the people watching at home. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight for your third place finish?
Yeah, Stephen Black, Black Designs, all my teammates at Cyclone Racing, and Will Witt for not turning me when I blocked him.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the podium, and it's a good points day for you. So hopefully we'll see you as the playoffs start.
Yes.
And again, I don't see Mr. Mays here in the Discord. I'm just gonna double check through here, which I don't. So we're gonna have to pull in our winner here, Colin Willems. Colin, you got Josh and Matt in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you doing, guys?
Man, Doing great, and great win for you tonight. You pretty much just kind of pacing it out there at the end. It seemed like um Stephen Black was the class of the field tonight, but a little damage for him on pit road and a little issue for him towards the end of the race allowed you to really just run away with this one at the end. How'd you see the race from your side of things?
Exactly how I saw it as well. Stephen Black definitely was super fast. Yeah, after it's about 30 to go, I did notice he had some damage on the rear end that did seem to hurt him, which sucks for him because he definitely was the fastest car for sure. Yeah, no, the pit strategy I wasn't too confident in with about 20-30 to go, but you don't burn tires when you're running that many caution laps, so that I guess is what helped me keep the track position.
Yeah, and it seemed like during that long run that you guys had towards the middle of the run there, tires didn't really seem to be that big of a thing. Is that kind of how you saw it too?
It sure felt like they were for me. When Steven passed me there, he was gone. I couldn't keep up to him, so it sure felt like tires, which made me double question the strategy. But yeah.
Hey, either way, it worked out for you, and you come home with the win. That's your second win of the season so far, and I know you've got quite the cheering squad on the Facebook. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
I always thank my lovely wife Cassie, Nick, and Cora. Anybody else who might be watching, thanks a lot, and glad I could put on a good show.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations again, and the way it's going, we'll probably talk to you again real soon, as you do run tomorrow night in the Truck Series, right?
Yes, that's correct. I've never run trucks at Pocono. I'm not quite sure how it's going to feel, but hopefully tonight gave me some good experience for it.
There you go. Maybe you can make it 2 in a row tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Well, Matt, you got your wish of 3 green, white checkers.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
You got to see a nice, exciting finish.
We did see a nice, exciting finish. We got to see a great race.
We got
a lot of different action, a lot
Yeah.
of different leaders.
a second-time winner tonight as well. A lot of strategy played out. And, yeah, we had a phenomenal race overall. Not as many cautions as they were really, thinking we were going to have tonight till the end. But no, great race overall. Love to see a couple repeat winners, and love to see how the penalty report looks for next week, because there is looks like a couple instances that could be looked at and reviewed. But that's not my place to say or look at. We're just going to say hopefully tomorrow night is just as exciting as it was tonight, because if it is, man, we're in for a treat tomorrow.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. Really looking forward to the racing tomorrow, and as the season progresses too. The racing's getting more intense. It's getting more and more competitive as the playoffs get closer. 3 races to go after tonight before we hit the playoffs.
For sure. So thank you again for joining us here on Intensity Broadcasting. Like, follow, subscribe on all the platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We're on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We've been trying to post up a little bit there. Also, don't forget to catch our podcast, which we have video-wise on those 3 platforms I just mentioned. But we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, excuse me, and Google Podcasts. So if you're looking for something to listen to, you want to kill an hour on a drive or something, check it out. It's a lot of fun for us. We do it for you guys just to bring something new to you. So for myself, Josh Hall, and Matt Knights, we're signing off. Again, thank you for coming out. As Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over